Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Little East Conference Digital Network. My name's Tom Blake. I'll be taking you through tonight's Little East Conference Semifinal Field Hockey Playoff game between the Castleton University Spartans and the Lancers of Worcester State. Two teams meeting in these semifinals today. Castleton got here after a 7-0 win over Eastern Connecticut on Tuesday night. Worcester State in a 4-5 matchup against Western Connecticut, winning 3-2. The teams meeting at Dave Walk Stadium tonight, game time, in just 10 minutes. We'll take you through these two teams met in the regular season back on October 13th, right here at Dave Walk Stadium. Castleton University came out on top as part of an 11-1 regular season in Little East Conference play to earn that number 1 seed and the hosting rights for these playoffs. Spartans winning 3-2 on that day behind the power of 3 first-half goals, 2 of which came off the stick of Sarah Wells. Worcester State battled back with a late first-half goal and a goal in the middle of the second half, but Castleton's defense kept them off the board for a 3-2 final. It'll be a different look for Worcester State today, however, as Michaela Parent returns. She missed that game back in October, but Parent, one of the top players in the conference, ranked atop the conference leaderboards with 13 assists, scored 18 goals for 4th in the conference. She was number 4 overall with 49 points in the regular season. Castleton, however, has some offensive power of their own. 3 goal scorers in the top 9 players in the league, as Sarah Wells, Loretta Blakeney, and Gabriella Hunt each rank among the league leaders in goals scored this year. Wells finishing the season with 17 goals and 42 points, both of those 5th in the conference. Hunt finishing with 10 assists for 3rd in the conference. And both sides with top 5 goaltenders, as Tasha Pashby-Rockwood ranked 5th in the conference with a 2.02 goals against average, and Jess Hopkins ranking 3rd in the conference with a 1.77 goals against average. Should be a good battle here today at Dave Walk Stadium. The teams are finishing warm-ups and getting ready for starting lineups. We'll be back after the national anthem with today's lineups. All right, fans, welcome back to the Little East Network. Tom Blake here for Castleton Field Hockey versus Worcester State in the Little East Conference semifinals. It's time to meet today's starting lineups. Let's meet the lineup for the visiting Lancers. Starting at forward, number 2 will be Caitlin Santos. She's a Massachusetts native. Another forward, Olivia Antonelli from Mass. Midfield, number 7, Rachel Hopkins. Another midfielder, number 10, Alexa Bobbin. Sarah Duff also starting in the midfield. Coley Hayes starting on defense. As I mentioned earlier, Michaela Parent returns, a dangerous scorer for the Lancers, also sets up her teammates. Ann Marr, she's back in the midfield. Jessica Wilding in the midfield. Cassidy Windler starting on defense, and as always in goal, number 90, Jess Hopkins. The starting lineup for the Castleton Spartans in this semifinal matchup. Up top, you've got Sarah Wells. You've got Sydney Jeffrey, Loretta Blakeney, your starting forwards. In the midfield, Gabriella Hunt, Gabrielle Ryan, Allison Lowell, Megan Ryan. And on defense, Ellie Jeffrey, Kate West, Madison Lange. And in goal, as always for the Spartans, number 77, Tasha Pashby Rockwood. As I mentioned earlier, should be a good matchup here at Dave Walk Stadium tonight. These two teams playing to a 3-2 result under this same field earlier this season. Worcester State was without Michaela Parent that day. She returns now. Comes down to the Spartan defense, playing as they have of late, and keeping those dangerous scorers off the board. Fans, stay tuned later tonight. We have game 2 of the evening as Keene State will take on the University of Southern Maine in the other semifinal matchup. I'll be right here on the Little East Network. We'll have that one with you as well. I will be on the call one more time. At this time, we're going to go to the national anthem. We'll be back after this. Just minutes away from game time now as the Spartans, the top-seeded Castleton Spartans, host the number 4 seed Worcester State Lancers at Dave Walk Stadium. Fans of Little East Conference want to thank their generous corporate partners, Chartwells, where hungry minds gather, Kellstrom, Squad Locker, and Things Remembered. Thank you for your support of the Little East Conference and all of its student-athletes. Both teams have taken the field, and we are ready to get underway in this semifinal. Castleton playing right to left in their 343 green uniforms. Worcester State playing left to right in the visiting whites. Worcester State pushes it in deep, but Jeffrey clears it outside to Jeffrey on the far side of the field. Castleton coming the other way with it now. This will be Kate West feeding it up to Megan Ryan. Ryan carries, but is poke checked. Taken away. Lowell comes away with it now, but it's taken away once again by Rachel Hopkins. Hopkins sends it back deep for Sarah Duff. She sends it in, and it's popped high up into the air. Santos tries to corral, but she cannot, and that one runs out of bounds. Castleton will get it going back the other way. Gabrielle Ryan starts it out, sends it over to the near side. That's Madison Lange. Lange passes up to Wells, but she can't corral it. Here comes Worcester State and Cassidy Windler. But she can't keep control as the Spartans take over once more. And Worcester State tries to send it back in, but Castleton called for the advantage as that hit a Lancer foot. And Lowell sends it back into play and upfield. Here goes Gabriella Hunt. But Worcester State coming back the other way before a turnover forced by Lowell. A battle in the middle. Megan Ryan comes away with it. And Spartans will keep possession on that one. Correction, looks like she's going to give it to Worcester State. There's a little confusion now. She sends it in, and we've got play blown dead once more. They're going to reset back near the 45-yard line. Hopkins sends it to the far side, and it's sent towards the middle. But good stick work by Kate West keeps it out of the circle. And here comes Sydney Jeffrey up the outside. Ryan works it up to Jeffrey again. Jeffrey tries to work it outside, gets body position, and she keeps moving up the field. Ryan sends it back to Gabrielle Ryan. Poke checked by Michaela Parent, but she's called for the foul, and Castleton retains possession once more. Megan Ryan with it now at the 30-yard line. Sends it in towards Hunt, but it's turned over. Taken away by Sarah Duff. Duff works it to the middle, but that one's a good job taken away by Lowell, and she sends it in towards the cage, and the keeper just kicks it out. Jess Hopkins getting the first touch of the ball tonight for the keepers. Castleton advances in once more, but that one goes over the end line, and Worcester State will try and come out with it now. Coley Hayes sends it to the far side. Sydney Jeffrey with some good defense, forcing a turnover. And in comes Loretta Blakeney, but she is called for a foul. And Worcester State takes over once more. Sent into the middle, that's Wilding. That ball comes over now to Sophia Monopoly. That's number 2, Caitlin Santos. She retains possession. Up comes Wilding once more. Surveys the field, looks for someone to pass to. That's Hayes. Hayes to the far side, searching for Alexa Bobbin, but no such luck as that one trickles out of bounds. Megan Ryan with it now. Tries to get body position, and that one dribbles out, but Castleton retains possession. Sent into the middle, that's Hunt. Hunt to Blakeney. Blakeney takes it outside, turns back towards the middle. Looks for Hunt once more, but cannot find her as there's a host of Lancer defenders. Lowell with it now. Allison Lowell works around a defender, sends it in towards the middle, and that one is knocked down by Hunt, but the official says that hit her in the leg, and you can't do that. Cassidy Windler with it now. Drives it up the field and bounces off of Sarah Wells, but corralled there by Allison Lowell. Wilding finds the stick of Hopkins. She looks for Richards, but correction, she's looking for Parent there. Parent can't keep control, and it's coming back the other way. This is Duff with it now. Duff tries to take a big swing, but she chops it, and right there is Gabriella Hunt. Hunt sends a backhand pass over to Blakeney, who gets position and works around, works it back to Allison Lowell. Lowell works around Wilding, and she tries to take it in deep. A big swing by Blakeney, and she connects on the stick with Wilding, and that one's coming back the other way. Another big swing by a Worcester defender, but not solid contact made, and Sarah Wells coming back the other way with it now. She looks for Sydney Jeffrey. Poke checked, but that one's going to stay for the Spartans. Working the ball deep. We're 7 minutes in, and so far, most of this play on the left half of the field in the Spartan offensive zone, but neither side with any real chances. That one sent in from outside the circle by Wells and kicked away by Hopkins. Castleton going to have its first penalty corner of the day. Jeffrey on the near side of the cage will insert. That's Blakeney, Wells, and Hunt at the top of the circle. Ryan on the near side. Lowell and Megan Ryan on the far side. Jeffrey readies. Sends it into the top. That's Blakeney. Blakeney back to Wells. Chipped away by Coley Hayes. And Hayes takes it back the other way for Worcester. With it now is Antonelli. Antonelli sends it up for Parent. Parent on the run. But Jeffrey steps in and takes it away. Jeffrey looking for Sydney Jeffrey. Taking it up the sideline. Working her way past. Keeps advancing. Inside the 30-yard line now. Jeffrey has it taken away. And here comes Worcester the other way, but Kate West there with the timely stick work. Keeps Parent from getting the ball, but now Parent with it once again. She finds Antonelli. Antonelli looking for Santos. Santos trying to get position. But Madison Lange doing a good job of holding her off. Santos with it now. Into the middle. That's Parent. Parent with a shot. Kicked away by Pashby Rockwood. And another shot attempt by Wilding, but a stick in there. Stops the attack. Backhand shot. Save. Defensive save by, I believe that was Madison Lange. But a rebound shot. That's Antonelli with the score. And the Lancers have an early 1-0 lead. So a great defensive save by Madison Lange, but the rebound kicks right back to the stick of what looked to be Olivia Antonelli. And the visiting Worcester State Lancers have a 1-0 lead over the top-seeded Spartans here at Dave Walk Stadium. Just 8 minutes and change into the ball game. Lange working around Riley Richards. That's Sophia Monopoly into the game after that goal. Monopoly tries to work it towards the net. Here comes Parent. Gabrielle Ryan shields her away, and that one runs out of bounds for a Castleton ball. Some confusion now on the field as looks like a little bit of a false start from Worcester State as the official makes them back the ball up. That's Hopkins with it at the 20-yard line. Hopkins sends it back to Duff. Duff sends it into the middle. That's Parent. That's Antonelli once more. Antonelli with a shot into her own teammate. And many people here at Dave Walk Stadium disagree with the call as Worcester State earns a penalty corner after that ball hops up and hits a Spartan player. So the Lancers huddle up and decide on what play they're going to run. Antonelli heads back to the end line to insert the ball. You've got an even spread around the top. That's Parent on the right side. That one goes to Windler. Windler sends it into the middle, but Sarah Wells is right there on the penalty corner defense. She dribbles it outside. Makes some moves and tries to get it out. Monopoly there with it now. Sends it forward to Duff. But Duff cannot control, and that one goes out of bounds. So good work by the Castleton defense to kill that penalty corner opportunity as Coach Christine Kemp and many others in the stadium were unhappy with the call as they thought that ball bounced off of a Worcester State player rather than a Spartan. And Castleton kills the opportunity. Gabrielle Ryan sends it out to Lange. Lange with it now on the near side. Looks for Lowell, but hops over the stick. And Pangiotopoulos looks to take it the other way for the Lancers. Pangiotopoulos back to Windler. But that one just runs on by. And that's Hayes with it now. Hayes sends it up and out of bounds. But that one's off of Allison Lowell, and Pangiotopoulos puts it in once more. A little contact there between Rachel Hopkins and Lowell, and that one goes out of bounds as well. Castleton with it once more. So after the first 6 or so minutes, spent a lot of time in the Castleton offensive half of the field. Worcester State tilting the field back the other way. Scores off the stick of Olivia Antonelli and is making it difficult for Castleton to get the ball out of its own defensive end. Pangiotopoulos ready to take it in, but the official says hold on. Back the ball up just a little bit, and we're back in. Hopkins now over to Monopoly. Monopoly off of the feet of some Castleton defenders. Gets a restart. Pangiotopoulos in now. Blocked by Gabriella Hunt. Hunt on the defense. And that one sent in, but Sarah Wells waiting for it. Gains an advantage for the Spartans. Allison Lowell sends it up now over the stick of Sarah Wells. And that one's all the way back to Coley Hayes. But Hayes can't control it. It's going back the other way. So Castleton finally out of its defensive end looking to get some offense going. Gabriella Hunt now. Hunt backs it up. Turns it back towards the middle. Tries to work around Sarah Duff, and Castleton gains an advantage once more. Wells inside the circle now. And Castleton has another penalty corner. It's second of the game. Almost 15 minutes gone in this opening half of Little East semifinal action between Castleton and Worcester State. If you're just joining us now, Olivia Antonelli with the marker just about 7 minutes into the game on a rebound. So it is 1-0 Worcester State, the number 4 seed in this Little East Conference semifinal. You're watching Little East TV on the Little East Network. Sydney Jeffrey inserts it now. Short side to Gabrielle Ryan. Ryan tries to work it away, but that's Santos there. And a great job by Santos to keep it out. They've stretched the field now. Here comes Michaela Parent, one of the top scorers in the Little East. Parent brings it up the near side, centers it. Good defense there. Castleton keeps it away for now. A shot back. That one's saved. That shot taken by Alexa Bobbin. And that one deflects out of bounds. Castleton ball. A great counterattack by Worcester State off of that corner attempt. They stretch the field to Michaela Parent, whose speed is lethal. One of the top goal scorers in the Little East Conference with 18 of them this year. And here comes Castleton the other way. That's Jeffrey with a backhand pass. Excuse me, that is Lowell with a backhand pass, but too much for Loretta Blakeney to handle. And here's Pangiotopoulos with it. Lowell with it now. Takes it towards the middle of the field. She looks for Gabriella Hunt, but that is knocked down by Hayes. Hayes just sends it out of bounds, and Lowell will insert once more. Looked to be going the other way on the stick of Rachel Hopkins, but Hopkins called for a foul, and the Spartans regain possession. Lowell tries to send it in, but Hopkins takes it away once more. Here's Pangiotopoulos with it now. Good stick work by Lowell to make it a battle. Lowell finds Sarah Wells in the midfield. Wells stick handles in. Spins around. Looks for a pass, but that one's going to go the other way as Pangiotopoulos sends it back out, and here comes Megan Ryan. She's tripped up at the 25-yard line by Rachel Hopkins. That'll be an advantage Castleton as they start with the ball on the 25 on the stick of Sarah Wells. Sends it back to Gabrielle Ryan. Ryan, big drive into the middle. That one takes a hop off the stick of Loretta Blakeney, and it went into the net, but they are going to call a penalty corner first. So that one trickled into the goal, and it looked to be an even game. However, the whistle had blown, and we've got yet another penalty corner for the Spartans. A great play by Castleton. Gabrielle Ryan sends it in with a lot of speed, and it hops up and into the stick of Blakeney, but no dice there. Sydney Jeffrey to insert it now. Over to the near side. That's Gabrielle Ryan. Ryan to Blakeney. Shot by Allison Lowell into the pads of the keeper. A big save by Jess Hopkins. That one was ripped off the stick of Allison Lowell. And Worcester State hangs on to that 1-0 lead. We're about midway through the opening half on the Little East Network. In this semifinal game between the top-seeded Castleton Spartans and the number 4 Worcester State Lancers. We've got more semifinal action coming up tonight, fans, as Keene State takes on the University of Southern Maine at 7 o'clock right here at Dave Walk Stadium on Little East Conference Network. So after the corner by Castleton on the other end of the field, Worcester State has worked it back in once more. That's Hopkins over to the far side. Bobbin tries to work it in, but Sarah Wells steps up, and Wells called for the foul. Bobbin will restart inside the 20-yard line. Just kidding, the official makes her back it up quite a ways away. She's now even closer to the sideline as well. Sent in now. That was Sarah Duff, but that one is wide and left. Castleton takes over going the other way. Parent with it now. Parent battling with 2 Spartan defenders. Works it back towards the middle. Winds up, shot, hops. Saved by Pashby Rockwood. A shot, another save by Rockwood. Pandemonium in front, and that's a final shot by Pangiotopoulos that goes wide right of the cage. Great recovery by Tasha Pashby Rockwood as she was on the ground making multiple saves in that scrum. Wells with it now the other way. Works it up to Blakeney. Blakeney on the outside. She looks for Gabriella Hunt, but too much steam on that one as it runs out over the end line. And that one's coming back the other way. Sydney Jeffrey with it now on the far side of the field. She tries to work it back towards the middle, but that one's taken away by Bobbin. Bobbin works it back out towards midfield. Jeffrey on the defense, but she's called for body checking. And Worcester State with the advantage out near the 20-yard line. Here comes Megan Ryan with it now. She sends it ahead to Gabriella Hunt. Hunt on the run, works it forward to Blakeney. Blakeney with it on the backhand. But she's called for the body as well, and we are going back the other way once more. Worcester State tries to find a pass cross field, but that one runs out of bounds. Here's Gabrielle Ryan with it in the midfield. She tries to work it in, but no luck there. It's a host of white jerseys take it away. Now here comes Antonelli with it. Antonelli looks ahead. That's Monopoly. Monopoly with it on her stick. Shot. Bouncing shot. Pad saved by Pashby Rockwood, and there is a lot of contact between Parent and Pashby Rockwood right in front of the cage, as that one runs out of bounds after Pashby Rockwood kicks it to the side. Allison Lowell with it now on the near side. She works it in front, but she gets undercut by Hopkins. Castleton advantage. Game really seeing some physical play coming in now, as we have that collision in front of the cage, and now this contact here on the near sideline. Sent forward by Monopoly. Excuse me, that is to Monopoly. Monopoly works, but it is taken away by Jevry. Jevry looks for Lowell, but stepped in by Wilding. And Lowell regains possession regardless. Here comes Sarah Wells with it now. Back to Lowell. A little tic-tac-toe. She finds Gabriella Hunt in the middle. Hunt works, but that's taken away by Hopkins. Worcester State will start with it going back the other way. Just more than 12 minutes remaining in this first half of action. Worcester State still leading 1-0 behind the power of an Olivia Antonelli goal 9 minutes in. Here's Parent with it now. Parent comes into the circle, keeps it on her outside. And a good step by Gabrielle Ryan, but Castleton will be called for a penalty corner and advantage Worcester State. This is their second penalty corner of the game. Antonelli with it on the far side of the goal, looks to insert. That one comes into Cassidy Windler. Windler over to Duff. Duff with a shot to the middle and deflected by Michaela Parent, but that one's up and over the cage. Castleton going back the other way. Here's Lowell with it now on the near side. Lowell looks for Hunt, but stepping in front is Sarah Duff. Duff works it forward. That's Parent that's going to run after it, but Ellie Jevry is going to get there first. Ellie working around Michaela Parent as the stick falls out of Parent's hands. Jevry now to Allison Lowell on the near sideline. Lowell works back towards the middle. Good effort by Lowell to keep going. She keeps the Castleton advantage. Lowell works it forward for Gabriella Hunt. Hunt had a big game on Tuesday night, having 4 goals in the win over Eastern Connecticut. She's looking for a little more of that magic today. Here comes Blakeney into the middle, looking for Hunt. But stepping in is Cassidy Windler and sending it out. Windler gets it over to Wilding. And she works it up the field looking for Monopoly, but she cannot connect until Jeffrey, trying to send it back upfield, sends it right to the stick of Monopoly. Monopoly tries to work it in, but Jeffrey redeems her mistake and battles back to regain possession for the Spartans. Here comes Lange now. Lange has it taken away by Wilding. Wilding over to Bobbin. Whew. A lot of contact there as Sarah Wells goes down. And the official's going to stop the clock on that one. There's going to be a card on number 10, Alexa Bobbin. She gets 2 minutes and a green card for that contact with Sarah Wells. Gabrielle Ryan with it now, restarting. Castleton with a man-up advantage for 2 minutes. Hunt has it, but it's taken away. Sarah Wells regains possession, but Castleton is called for a foul, and Worcester State restarts. Taking her time is Hopkins, trying to milk every second off of this clock as they're at a disadvantage with someone in the box with a green card. Blakeney working it in now, but batted away out of the air by Hopkins and a little too high out of the air. Hopkins' stick was as Castleton gets the advantage back near the 30-yard line. That's Lowell, sends it into the middle, off the stick of Hopkins, and corralled now by Hunt. Hunt works it in the middle, but play is stopped, and much to the dismay of the Castleton faithful here at Dave Walk Stadium. Sydney Jeffrey works for it now. And Jeffrey called for the foul there, and Worcester State starts it back the other way. That one's sent long upfield and hops over the stick of Kate West. And that one's going all the way out of bounds. Should remain Castleton ball, as I don't believe West ever got a stick on that. And Ryan with the restart here, just outside the 15-yard marker. It's Megan Ryan on the far side. She's run off the ball by Antonelli. Antonelli still our only goal scorer in this first half. 9 minutes in, she took a rebound and buried it into the back of the cage to give the fourth-seeded Lancers a 1-0 lead here at Dave Walk Stadium. A good bid by Kate West there on defense, but called for the foul as she had the ball run into her hand. Worcester State brings it in once more. That's Hopkins with it now. Hopkins works towards the middle, and she's tripped up by Sydney Jeffrey. But they're saying a foul occurred before that as the Spartans retake possession with Gabrielle Ryan. Gabrielle Ryan looks for West. A good reach by West to keep possession. Now Megan Ryan with it. Megan Ryan to Sydney Jeffrey. Jeffrey to Sarah Wells in the middle. Wells has room. Wells can run, and she's dangerous in space. The fifth leading scorer in the Little East this year. But that one's taken off her stick. Coming back the other way with it, Monopoly. Monopoly looks for Parent, but stepping in front is Gabrielle Ryan. Ryan takes it to the outside. And you can hear calls from the Worcester State bench of double her. They are applying heavy pressure to Spartans as they try to come out of the zone. And a shot by Parent, stoned by Pashby Rockwood as she kicks that one away. That ball was sent in there by Jess Wilding and redirected by Parent and Pashby Rockwood. Good recovery to get in front and keep that shot out of the cage. And then a big drive on the far side. Another kick save. That one off the stick of Hopkins. Castleton clears it outside the 30-yard line. Sydney Jeffrey and Sarah Wells there for the Spartans. Wells works it to the middle. She tries to carry upfield. To the near side now to Blakeney. Blakeney meets Cassidy Windler, and that one's going to run out of bounds. Worcester State regains possession. That one rolls under the stick of Allison Lowell and is taken away now by Madison Lange. Lange looks for Blakeney, but that one also runs just out of bounds as we near the 5-minute mark in this opening half. Windler with it now. Windler sends it forward. Nobody home on that one, but a good run by Olivia Antonelli on that far side. Almost getting to it before it goes out of bounds, but Castleton takes over once more. We are now inside 5 minutes in this first half of action in the first Little East Conference semifinal game today. Again, a reminder, fans, coming up at 7 o'clock will be Keene State and the University of Southern Maine in the 2-3 matchup. The Owls earning the number 2 seed with a 10-2 record in Little East Conference play. Southern Maine earning the 3 seed via tiebreak with the Lancers. Both of them finished with matching records at the end of the season. Each of them going 9-3 in Little East action. It's Hunt sending it forward, but tracked down by Windler. Windler to Wilding. Wilding to Monopoly, and Monopoly can't handle the hops. Madison Lange now. Good stick work to knock that one down, and here comes Allison Lowell. Lowell trying to work it forward, hits the backhand shot up to Loretta Blakeney on the near side wing. Blakeney to the middle. That's Sydney Jeffrey trying to make a run, but she runs into the back of Pangiotopoulos, and that one runs out of bounds. So Castleton trying to get some action here on the offensive end late. No sustained pressure yet. They opened the first 5 or 6 minutes with some heavy pressure, but couldn't get any real shots off. And then Worcester State tilted the field back the other way with a goal 9 minutes in. Since then, these two teams have been evenly matched, and it's been a back-and-forth battle. Both teams back to full strength now after the green card expires. 3 minutes and change left in this opening half. Here comes Worcester State down the near side. That's Ann Marr. Marr works it towards the middle. He's going to run just wide right. Antonelli has been an absolute spark plug for this Worcester State offense. She is all over the field, diving to try and keep the ball in play there, but just coming up short. Lowell tries to send it upfield, but that one runs right into the shins of Marr as she shakes that one off. And Hopkins puts it in the other way. That's Parent there on the near side. That's Antonelli. Hop past the stick of Parent to Antonelli on the backside, and her shot goes wide. Gabrielle Ryan sends it upfield and over the stick of Sydney Jeffrey, but Jeffrey recovers, and she tries to get position on Pangiotopoulos. But that one's going to go out of bounds, and the Spartans retain possession. Megan Ryan sends it upfield, but that's blocked by Bobbin. However, it's blocked with the body. She's going to have to back that one up before the Lancers can work it upfield. Bobbin with it now. Works it forward. But Kate West is there to take it away. Megan Ryan with it now. Tries to keep it in, but unsuccessful as that one rolls over that far sideline. Pangiotopoulos with it on the far side for Worcester State. Bobbin with it now. Works it to the middle of the field. Sarah Duff trying to move it over and in towards the circle, but it's turned over, and here comes Allison Lowell. Windler trying to advance upfield, but Loretta Blakeney steps in front and knocks that one out. Blakeney on the ready defensively, trying to stop the Lancers from advancing deep into territory now as we have 1 minute remaining in this opening half of play. That ball hops over the stick of Sarah Wells, and she's impeded progress, and Coach Christine Kemp not happy with the no call as Worcester State works back the other way. Bobbin with it now, trying to get around Gabriella Hunt. And that one's sent back towards the middle, but Allison Lowell is there. And Hopkins with it now. Hopkins works it outside. Sydney Jeffrey collects. Carries to the corner. Her and Bobbin battle, and Bobbin just bodies her off the ball. And that one's going to stay in favor of the Spartans as we're under 30 seconds in this opening half of action. Gabrielle Ryan with a big drive upfield, but that one's knocked down and sent into the circle. There's Ellie Jevry. Jevry with it on her stick. A nice move to get it around an attacking Parent. Parent was coming in hot and a dangerous player. She takes a big swing at it and comes up empty as the horn goes off. And that signals the end of the first half as Monopoly was in there. And she was in a prime scoring position as Pashby Rockwood knocked that first chance away and was saved by the horn. We go into halftime. Worcester State leads Castleton University 1-0 in Little East Conference semifinal action here at Dave Walk Stadium. Tom Blake, I'll be back with you for second half action in 10 minutes. Welcome back, fans. We're here at Dave Walk Stadium for Little East Conference semifinal action between the 4th-seeded Worcester State Lancers and the top seed Castleton University Spartans. Second half about to get underway. Worcester State leading 1-0 after the first 35 minutes of play, thanks to a goal from Olivia Antonelli at 8 minutes and 48 seconds. She collected a rebound in close and buried it for Worcester State to give them the 1-0 lead, and the two teams scoreless for the following 25 minutes and change as the Lancers took that 1-0 lead into the halftime break. We're here for second half action where the top-seeded Spartans look to even the game and the 4th-seeded Lancers look to add an insurance goal. That's Bobbin with it now into the middle. That's Hopkins. Hopkins has it taken away by Gabrielle Ryan, but Ryan whistled for the foul. Hopkins sets up at the 20-yard line, sends it back now. Hopkins with it again, spins around and sends it towards the cage. Ellie Jeffrey with it, but Castleton whistled for a penalty corner. Worcester State teams up at the top, decides on their strategy for this penalty corner. So far, it's been Antonelli doing the inserting with an even spread around the top. They line up much the same. So far, both penalty corners for the Lancers. Going into Cassidy Windler, we'll see if it's the same. It is much the same once more. Correction, that goes over to Sarah Duff, and then the shot on the near side goes wide left, and Castleton regains possession, unscathed once more from a penalty corner. Bobbin knocks that one down off the hop. Looking for a teammate, sends it back now to Ann Marr. Marr back in the middle to Coley Hayes, and Hayes works it around the other side to find Cassidy Windler. Windler sends it forward, but that's knocked up into the air by Gabriella Hunt. And Michaela Parent comes down with it, looking for looking for Santos on that far side, but taken away by Madison Lange. Windler tries to send it up to the middle. Kate West is there. Michaela Parent comes flying in to try and take it away, and that one hits the foot of West. Another early penalty corner in this second half for Worcester State. Some first half stats for you fans. Tasha Pashby-Rockwood making 7 saves while Jess Hopkins made just 1, the only shot she faced. Worcester State with a heavy advantage in shots, 15-3, as that one's sent in. Gabriella Hunt knocks it out, and here's Sydney Jeffrey to pick it up on the near side. Jeffrey working up the sideline, but she is tightly defended by Bobbin. And Bobbin runs her out of bounds. Castleton retains possession. Here's Megan Ryan with it now. Megan Ryan trying to take it up the sideline, taken away by Bobbin. And then into the foot of Megan Ryan, and Bobbin coming back with it the other way. Bobbin threads the needle to Hopkins. Hopkins looks over to Santos. Santos up the outside. Works it back towards the middle through Lange. Trying to find Antonelli on the far side, and that one hits a Castleton stick and goes out of bounds. Hopkins sends it back now to Duff. Duff working around Loretta Blakeney. Duff with it still. Works it back outside now. On the far side, that's Michaela Parent, nearly on top of Tasha Pashby-Rockwood, but Pashby-Rockwood keeps that one out of the cage. Once again, doing a terrific job for the Spartans in goal today. Just had a lot of contact and a lot of opposing bodies on top of her, but just the one goal allowed on what is now 17 shots on goal. Just 17 shots. 10 of them on goal. Gabriella Hunt coming with it the other way, looking for Allison Lowell, but out of the reach of Lowell and out of bounds. Windler will take over. Windler takes a crack at it, and that one hops up and over the stick of Gabriella Hunt. Worcester State trying to go the other way, but that's Hopkins whistled for the foul as she battled with Sydney Jeffrey for possession. Megan Ryan with it now, tries to get away from a diving Antonelli. Antonelli tries yet another poke check. Castleton advantage, Megan Ryan now to Sydney Jeffrey. Jeffrey has it taken away by Marr. Megan Ryan takes it right back for Castleton. Another advantage for the Spartans here as they look to sustain a little pressure in the offensive end of the field, something they haven't done much of since the early stages of this game. Worcester State coming back the other way. Antonelli tries to send it long to Parent, but whiffs on it. And Bobbin with it now. Bobbin sends it out of bounds, but deflected off a Castleton player. And Bobbin will restart near midfield. The official backs her up to midfield. And Bobbin puts it back into play as she sends it back there to Jess Wilding. Excuse me, that's Coley Hayes in the back middle there. Around to Windler. Windler takes a drive, but that's right to the stick of Sarah Wells. Worcester State done a good job to keep Wells quiet today. She's a difference maker for the Spartans. Here comes Gabriella Hunt up the middle now. And that one's chased down from behind as Hopkins comes in and takes it away. Megan Ryan tries to work it around the outside, and she's bodied off the ball. Runs out of bounds. And Alexa Bobbin will put it back into play for Worcester State. And Marr with it now. Off the shin of Sarah Wells, and that one looks like it missed the large shin pads they wear, as Wells looks like she's in some pain. But she's right back into the play as she sends it into the corner for Sydney Jeffrey. Jeffrey works it to the end line and tries to get it into the circle, but cannot control as that one runs out of bounds. Worcester State takes over once more. Correction, that was actually knocked out of bounds by Ann Marr. As Castleton has possession at the 25. Back to Gabrielle Ryan. Ryan sends it in, and that's into the body of Rachel Hopkins. Advantage Castleton just outside of the circle. As Gabriella Hunt puts it into play. Back to Megan Ryan. Megan Ryan to Gabby Ryan. And that's into the feet of Gabrielle Ryan as Worcester State takes over. They come the other way now. That's Sarah Duff. Duff looking for Santos on the far side and knocked into a Castleton body, and now Santos with it, making a run into the circle. She sends it towards the middle, but Ellie Jeffrey is there to take it away and send it back into the feet of Santos. Advantage Castleton as they come out of their defensive end. That's Wells with it on her stick now. She's making a run up the field. Wells in space, turns it back to the outside and back to the middle now. A great job by Sarah Wells there, covering about half the field as she moved it up and draws the body foul. It's Gabriella Hunt with it at the 20-yard line. She works it towards the near side. Stepped in front by Antonelli and into the feet of Hunt. Worcester State's going the other way. Ellie Jeffrey looking for Megan Ryan, but she can't connect. Gabrielle Ryan steps in to break up the pass, and here comes Madison Lange, but she's whistled for the foul, and advantage continues Worcester State. Rachel Hopkins into the circle now. Taken away by Kate West. West works it to the outside for Allison Lowell, and that one runs out of bounds. And Jess Wilding takes it on the far sideline to put it back into play for the Lancers. Wilding to the end line. Knocked out by Jevry. Rachel Hopkins will restart play at the 25. A big rip by Sarah Duff, but that's knocked down by Wells. But Duff continues action right here. Duff to the outside. That's Santos. Santos back to Duff and back. Allison Lowell looks to send it up the field, but it's knocked down by Duff once more. Santos battles with Lowell. Lowell takes it away. She looks up the field for Jeffrey, but a ball hops up and not solid contact on that pass. It's taken away in the middle by Jess Wilding. By Alexa Bobbin taking that one away. And now Loretta Blakeney works it into the open field. But no Spartans there as Ann Marr steps up and regains possession for the visiting Lancers. Marr looks for Bobbin on the pass but can't connect as it hops out of bounds. And here come the Spartans. Sydney Jeffrey on the run now, trying to chase this one down. She's going to lose that battle as Coley Hayes wins the race. Hayes looks for Antonelli, and it's now on the stick of Michaela Parent, one of the most lethal scorers in the Little East Conference. Parent forward to Santos. Santos runs into Pashby Rockwood, and it's cleared out by Madison Lange. So a great defensive effort by Castleton after a beautiful passing play from Michaela Parent to Caitlin Santos. And Pashby Rockwood and co. keep them out of the net once more, as that pass runs just past the stick of Sydney Jeffrey. Less than 25 minutes to play in this first Little East Conference semifinal game on the Little East Network. Worcester State still leading 1-0 after an early first half goal by Olivia Antonelli. That's Sophia Monopoly on the far side now. And Gabrielle Ryan looks to send it upfield, but it's taken away by Rachel Hopkins. Hopkins been active in the midfield defensively. Here's Michaela Parent. Shot, sliding save by Pashby Rockwood. And a second shot by, looks to be Sophia Monopoly. Goes just wide, as another great opportunity for Worcester State goes by the wayside, and Castleton takes over once more. So a beautiful sliding save by Tasha Pashby Rockwood starts the sequence. A shot just wide by Sophia Monopoly, and Castleton avoids a 2-goal deficit on some good defensive efforts. That pass there by Duff finds the stick of Sydney Jeffrey on the defensive side, but Jeffrey can't control deep into the zone before taking it away once more. Sarah Wells sticking her stick in there. Here's Megan Ryan with it now. Ryan looking for Gabriella Hunt in the middle, and Wells chases it down. Sends it through to Loretta Blakeney, but stepping up is Windler. But Windler throws it into the body of Blakeney, and Castleton has possession once more. Here's Allison Lowell on the restart. Gabriella Hunt with it now. As we mentioned earlier, Hunt scored 4 times in a 7-0 win over Eastern Connecticut State on Tuesday night. But neither her nor the rest of the Spartan offense have been able to put much pressure on, as they have just 3 shots and only one of those on target through the first 50 minutes of action tonight. That ball cleared out by Coley Hayes, recovered by Sarah Wells. The Lancer defense doing a good job of shutting down the three-headed scoring monster of Sarah Wells, Loretta Blakeney, and Gabriella Hunt. Sydney Jeffrey in front now. Shot by Blakeney, and that's kicked away by Jess Hopkins. But Castleton earns a penalty corner. And the Spartans with their first real chance since early in the contest. As that shot by Blakeney went straight into the pads of Hopkins. Hopkins standing tall, kicking that one out of bounds. And Allison Lowell sets up to insert on the penalty corner. That's Wells, Gabrielle Ryan, and Loretta Blakeney up top. Sydney Jeffrey on the far side. Gabriella Hunt and Megan Ryan on the near side. Into Gabriella Ryan. Over to Sarah Wells. Wells winds up, shoots, save by Hopkins. Wells tries to recover, but that one's kept around. And a little bit of confusion there, but Castleton going to earn another penalty corner. A good look for the Spartans there as Sarah Wells got off a good shot, but right into the body of Jess Hopkins once more. So Hopkins, who's been largely untested to this point, coming up with back-to-back big saves to keep her team in a 1-0 lead. Sydney Jeffrey puts it in. That's Wells at the top. Wells over to Lowell. Lowell with a shot over towards Megan Ryan, and off the stick of Megan Ryan just wide. And another penalty corner comes up empty for the Spartans. It's Alexa Bobbin with it now. Defended by Sydney Jeffrey, but too much contact from Jeffrey. And Bobbin puts it back into play, now off the stick of Megan Ryan. Slowly but surely, Worcester State working it up the sideline and out of the danger zone as we're now under 20 minutes to play in this Little East Conference semifinal matchup here at Dave Walk Stadium. Worcester State working it around the back line now. Trying both to kill clock and keep possession away from Castleton. But Megan Ryan on the restart. Worcester State doing a good job to keep the Spartans pinned to the sideline on those balls that go out of bounds. Castleton having a hard time tonight working it back into the middle of the field where they can get any sustained offense going. Megan Ryan again up the sideline, works it towards the middle. Sarah Wells chases down Coley Hayes. And Hayes sends it up the field. Here's Ann Maher now. Ready to restart for Worcester State. Maher to the middle, but she's met there by Sydney Jeffrey, and Sarah Wells takes it away. Wells working her way in now. Sarah Wells into the circle, sends it to the middle. Gabriella Hunt on the run, but she's tripped up and goes down. That one's sent out, cleared away by Worcester State. Megan Ryan on the restart as the fans are starting to get back into this one a little bit more. Castleton getting some offense going. Megan Ryan into the middle, and she goes down, but it's going to go the other way as Worcester State regains possession, avoids danger once more. So a great defensive effort so far tonight from Jess Hopkins and her defense. Worcester State has been smothering any opportunity Castleton has had, and when they've had opportunity, Jess Hopkins has come up big with 3 saves. This is Hunt now working it in. Hunt to the middle. Works it to the forehand. Sends it to Wells. Wells shot. Scores! Tie game. Sarah Wells bangs one home from Gabriella Hunt with 16:29 to play. And this game is tied at 1. Sarah Wells with her 18th goal of the year ties this game up at 1 with 16:29 to play as top-seeded Castleton draws even with the number 4-seeded Worcester State Lancers. You could feel in the last couple minutes the field start to shift as the Spartans had a couple opportunities that were kept out by Jess Hopkins. But that one by Wells, unable to be kept out, and Castleton has leveled this one up. Hunt with it now again, works it towards the middle. Coming up the field. Tries to send it to the outside to Sydney Jeffrey, but that's taken away by Ann Marr. Marr whiffs on it, as does Camille Alley. But Michaela Parent takes it away once again. Parent finds Monopoly. And Monopoly works it up the field to the 30, but she's whistled and told to send the ball back, where Rachel Hopkins starts at the 35-yard line. Hopkins sends it in. That one off the stick of a Spartan. And bouncing around, and that one's pounded home. I believe that's Olivia Antonelli once more. Her second goal of the game, as Chaos from the outside hops off the stick of a Spartan over to the stick of Antonelli in front, and she pounds it home. And just as quickly as Castleton ties it, oh, hold on 1 second. The officials have waved that one off. So what looked to be another go-ahead goal for Olivia Antonelli has now been waved off by the officials as it hit the foot of a Lancer forward, and Castleton takes over possession once more. So after 55 minutes of fairly level and back and forth action, this game has gotten turned up a notch with just 15 minutes to play as Castleton ties it at 1. Worcester State looks to go ahead 2-1 before it gets waved off by the officials. And now Castleton coming back with it the other way. Sydney Jeffrey on the defense, off the foot of a Worcester State defender, but that one gets whistled off by the official. That's Duff with it now, to the outside to Windler. Windler tries to work through Loretta Blakeney. Windler still with it, tries to send it upfield. Duff with it again, defended by Lowell. Strong defense by Loretta Blakeney, takes it away from the stick of Duff. And that one sent long downfield by Windler. Regained by the Spartans, but sent out of bounds off the stick of Ellie Jevry. Madison Lange sends it outside to Allison Lowell. Lowell to the stick of Wells. Sarah Wells chasing it down, but recovered by Coley Hayes. Hayes ahead to Alexa Bobbin. Bobbin now to Olivia Antonelli. Antonelli, the lone goal scorer for Worcester State so far. She looked to have a second just moments ago, but it was waved off by the officials. And typically the officials wave them off a little quicker. Worcester State got all the way through their celebration before being told that one doesn't count. Backing the ball up now to the 25-yard line. Antonelli with it on her stick. She sends it into the middle. That's Kate West. West outside to Megan Ryan. Ryan looks to weave around Antonelli. Sends it upfield. That's Ann Marr. Excuse me, that is Jess Wilding. Wilding with the restart. Into the middle. Sarah Duff with it now. Duff works around Sarah Wells to Alexa Bobbin. Bobbin defended by Sydney Jeffrey. Back to Wilding. Wilding tries to send it through, and that runs into Sarah Wells. And Wilding in now. Ellie Jevry through the legs of her and through Madison Lange. Sent back towards the net by Sophia Monopoly, but that one runs out of bounds. Though the ball will stay here as it was already out of bounds before Monopoly got to it. Over to Duff. Duff works around Gabriella Hunt. Hunt, good defense, forces the turnover. This one's going the other way for the Spartans. Hunt over to Sarah Wells. Wells with it now. Wells, one defender to beat to get space. Forward by Loretta Blakeney. And sent back the other way by Cassidy Windler. Windler to the stick of Pangiotopoulos. And now Madison Lange back to Allison Lowell. Pangiotopoulos there once more. It's been a strong reserve for the Lancers today. She played significant minutes in the first half, now back in the second half with just more than 11 minutes to play. Allison Lowell with it on the far side at midfield. She lofts one to the middle to Gabriella Hunt. Hunt forward. And that one sent over to the near side by Coley Hayes, but all the way out of bounds. And Megan Ryan takes it forward for the Spartans. Ryan works it towards the middle, but it hops up and onto her foot. And it's going the other way for Worcester State. Hunt with it once more. Works forward and stepped in front by Antonelli. And Antonelli's whistled for a foul. Hunt restarts to Sydney Jeffrey in the corner. And that one hops up and out of bounds over the end line. Hopkins ahead now. Sent forward by Allison Lowell, just out of the reach of Sarah Wells. And Worcester State's coming back the other way. Alexa Bobbin with it on her stick. Looks forward to Antonelli. Antonelli to the middle. That's where Michaela Parent has been so lethal. Her speed stretching the defense today. That one shot from outside the circle, kicked away by Pashby Rockwood. And sent out by Kate West, knocked down by Sydney Jeffrey. A great play by Jeffrey to keep that one in play. Jeffrey takes it up the field, winds her way around defenders, and is stepped in front by Sarah Duff. A great stick check by Duff, and Gabrielle Ryan does the same to Michaela Parent on the other end. Allison Lowell up the far side now, works it forward to Sarah Wells. Wells with it at the 20. She battles with Coley Hayes, and Hayes works it outside to Sophia Monopoly. But Monopoly can't corral it as that one goes just over the far sideline and out of bounds. We have 9 minutes to play here at Dave Walk Stadium on the Little East Network as Castleton and Worcester State are all square at 1 goal apiece in this LEC semifinal. If you're just tuning in, fans, you're missing a good one. A defensive battle today as Worcester State scored off the stick of Olivia Antonelli just 9 minutes in before Castleton levels it up on a goal from Sarah Wells midway through this second half. Gabrielle Ryan with the restart now, outside to Allison Lowell. Lowell works it up the sideline where she meets a pair of defenders. Pangiotopoulos forces her out of bounds. It's going back the other way. Pangiotopoulos to the middle now. It's Rachel Hopkins. Forward to Sophia Monopoly. Monopoly working it in towards Michaela Parent. Parent gets it into the circle, and Worcester State has earned its 5th penalty corner of the game. And its 3rd of this second half. Castleton has stood tall so far, keeping Worcester State at an 0 for 4 on penalty corners. As Antonelli works to the near side to insert this ball. That one's in now to Duff. Duff takes a shot, and it bounces up off the stick of Gabriella Hunt. Sarah Wells defends now. That one goes out of bounds, and it's going back the other way. Duff with it now. She rips one towards the circle. To the stick of Antonelli, but it bumps up and hits her in the chest. And Castleton regains possession. That same strategy almost netted Worcester State their second goal before it was waved off as they send it in from deep outside. But the danger of that is it hopping up and hitting a player, getting whistled for a foul. Megan Ryan with it now. Takes it upfield with speed. Plays it ahead. Ryan outruns Duff. Megan Ryan up the outside. Looks for Sydney Jeffrey in the middle. That's Loretta Blakeney on the far side. And cleared away by Duff in a diving effort. But the Spartans have been whistled for a foul previously. And Worcester State takes over once more as we near the 5-minute mark of regulation play in this Little East Conference semifinal matchup on the Little East Network. A good step by Cindy Jeffrey, but called for the contact. And Alexa Bobbin with it now. Bobbin ahead to Antonelli off of her foot. Megan Ryan with a good battle to keep play going. Megan Ryan ahead. Sarah Wells in the vicinity. That's Coley Hayes in the middle. Hayes been a strong defender for Worcester State in that middle line of defense as Sydney Jeffrey tries to work it in the circle. So Castleton will restart play just on the outside of this opposing offense circle as Megan Ryan backs it up, works it towards the edge line. And she trips over the feet of Antonelli, but Gabrielle Ryan with it now, works it towards the middle. And she runs in heavy contact with Rachel Hopkins. Excuse me, that's Olivia Antonelli with the contact. And that's going to be a penalty as Castleton earns yet another penalty corner, their 6th of the game, and their 3rd of the half. So each team now with 3 penalty corners in this second half as we near the 4-minute mark, and this game is still level at 1 goal apiece. Sydney Jeffrey set to insert for Castleton. That's Gabrielle Ryan, Allison Lowell, Sarah Wells, Loretta Blakeney, Gabriella Hunt, and Megan Ryan left to right around the circle. Jeffrey into Wells, and it's past her stick. Ellie Jeffrey with it, deep at the 25. She sends it in, right to the stick of Gabriella Hunt. Hunt shot, saved. Kicked away. Shot, Megan Ryan, kicked away once more. Shot by Jeffrey, and it's a scramble in there. As Gabriella Hunt was in, Gabrielle Ryan now. Ryan with a shot right into the chest of Jess Hopkins and kicked out of bounds. And through all the chaos, Hopkins keeps it out of the net. And this game remains tied at 1. A fantastic effort by Hopkins and the defense for the Lancers. And we remain tied with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Gabrielle Ryan now. Works it through Michaela Parent. Gabriella Hunt sends it in, and Sarah Wells over there now trying to defend. Wells forces it away from Pangiotopoulos. A good step by Madison Lange gets the ball back on the stick of Gabrielle Ryan. And Sydney Jeffrey whistled for the foul with too much contact. It looks like we've got a timeout. As the official stops playing, both teams head to the sideline. So we'll step away for a brief moment. 2 minutes, 37 seconds left in regulation. This game is level at 1-1 after a second half goal by Sarah Wells for the Spartans. Teams heading back to the field, about to restart after the timeout. Both sides with good opportunities to take a 2-1 lead here of late. Worcester State pounded the ball in deep and looked to have the go-ahead goal. However, it was waved off by the officials, and then Castleton, just before the timeout, with a scramble in front of the Worcester State cage with multiple shots that Jess Hopkins managed to kick away and keep out. Fans have been treated to exactly what you expect when you have two of the top 5 goalies in the conference, and their criminally low goals against averages, as Pashby Rockwood and Hopkins are two of the top. As Sidney Jeffrey works in now, Jeffrey shot, hops up. That ball's in there again. As Hopkins comes out with a sliding save, and it hops up to the stick of a Spartan forward, but a great job by the Lancer defense to keep it out, and Castleton keeps the possession once more. Megan Ryan with it now. Ryan working forward, keeps possession again. The restart will come just outside the circle. Ryan works it back and towards the corner. Gets an advantage. Sends it into the middle. To the far side, Loretta Blakeney swings and misses. Loretta Blakeney sends it back towards the net again. And that's a shot by Gabriella Hunt, but a dangerous shot as it went up high. And that ball's going the other way. So again, we have about 90 seconds left of action in this one. Castleton, after being held off the board for a majority of the contest, has turned the tides and has picked up their offensive attack in the recent minutes. Megan Ryan with it now. She leaves it back for Gabrielle Ryan. Gabrielle Ryan swings and hits a chopper towards the circle. Gabriella Hunt chases it down, but that one's going the other way. As Olivia Antonelli now sends it back towards midfield. Kate West with it. Up and off the stick of Michaela Parent, and Antonelli sends it forward in search of Sophia Monopoly. Madison Lange tracks it down. Gabrielle Ryan for the Spartans now. Carries upfield and takes a big swing. That ball hops up and over to the stick of Gabriella Hunt. Castleton maintains possession. Loretta Blakeney now all the way ahead, and that's going to roll all the way over the end line. You had Sidney Jeffrey and Sarah Wells trying to chase it down, but neither of them could get there as we have 22 seconds left until this game heads to overtime. Fans, if neither team scores in the next 10 seconds, we'll begin the first of 2 potential 10-minute overtimes where the first goal scored declares a winner. And as time runs out on regulation, 70 minutes not enough, as Castleton and Worcester State are going to overtime in this LEC semifinal at Dave Walk Stadium. We'll take a 5-minute break, and we will be back with the overtime rules and the kickoff of the first overtime. Welcome back, fans. Tom Blake here with you at Dave Walk Stadium. 70 minutes of action, not enough for Worcester State and Castleton in this first LEC semifinal, as we're squared at 1. How we got here? Worcester State opened the scoring. 8 minutes and 48 seconds. Olivia Antonelli buried a rebound in front of the Castleton cage. And we went scoreless until the 54th minute before Sarah Wells took a pass from Gabriella Hunt in front and lofted one past Jess Hopkins. Two teams played the final 17 minutes and change scoreless, and we go to overtime. How it works, fans, 2 10-minute overtime periods decided by golden goal, meaning the first team to score is victorious. If no one scores in the first 10 minutes, we'll take a 2-minute break, flip ends of the field, and play a second 10 minutes. If these 20 minutes are still not enough to decide a winner, we will go to a shootout. But Megan Ryan takes it in now. Ryan trying to chase it down, but Rachel Hopkins outruns her and sends it forward to Michaela Parent. Parent throws it past Gabrielle Ryan and turns on the Jets. But Gabrielle Ryan, with great recovery speed, chases her down from behind and clears the attempt. Parent has shown that speed much of today, and it's given Worcester State many opportunities, but the Spartans doing a great job to hold the fourth leading scorer in the Little East Conference off the board today. Gabriella Hunt now backs it up. Sends it forward to Sarah Wells, but off the body of Wells, and Duff sends it forward for Worcester State. Hunt with it now for the Spartans. Turns it over as as Antonelli with good defense. And Megan Ryan sends it back to the middle where Hopkins comes up with it. Hopkins to the middle now. That's Michaela Parent. And Parent battles with Megan Ryan, and Megan Ryan comes away with possession. Ryan outside to Sarah Wells. Sarah Wells throws it forward. But Sarah Duff, her counterpart, bodies her way into her, and Castleton retains possession near midfield. Here comes Allison Lowell with it. Lowell forward to Sydney Jeffrey. Jeffrey on the far side, defended by Pangiotopoulos. Jeffrey cuts towards the middle and is tripped up. She goes down, but no call. And that's kicked away. And now we get the call as Castleton will have a penalty corner. This is the Spartans' 7th penalty corner. They had 3 in each of the first 2 halves. Worcester State with just 5. After leading 15-3 in shots at the break, Worcester State now just holds a 20-13 edge in shots. And each goalie near the 10-save mark for this contest. That's Sydney Jeffrey now on the far side to insert this ball. And again, fans, these two teams are playing 7-on-7 now, so you see less people around the top. Allison Lowell works around, takes a shot, kick save by Hopkins. Shot by Hunt. Another shot by Hunt. She scores! Castleton wins! The top-seeded Spartans come from behind and knock off Worcester State in overtime. The final score in this one, Castleton 2-1, advancing to tomorrow afternoon's Little East Conference Championship. The magical season continues for Castleton, picked 11th in the preseason poll. Goes undefeated through its first 9 regular season conference games, earns the number 1 seed, and knocks off the 4th-seeded Worcester State Lancers in overtime. An incredible defensive effort by both teams today. 2-1, low scoring, both goalies playing outstanding, both defenses playing outstanding. And Hunt, for the Spartans, plays the hero. She had 4 goals on Tuesday night, just 1 tonight, but it was the biggest one of the evening, scoring the game-winning goal with just 7 minutes and 5 seconds left in this first overtime. These two teams needed less than 3 minutes of the overtime period, and Castleton comes out on top by a final score of 2-1. This is Tom Blake from Dave Walk Stadium. Fans, thank you for joining us. Remember to tune in at 7 o'clock as Keene State and the University of Southern Maine play for the right to take on Castleton in tomorrow afternoon's Little East Conference Championship. Thanks for watching the Little East Sports Network. Have a great night.